Till you find your way back home.
What's up, guys? So back in the bathroom doing a little posing. As you can see, 165, 166 maybe on the verge. It's hard to tell one of these scales that doesn't really have a digital display. Right now, pretty cool Friday because my friend Ben, who I've been telling you about on the channel a lot lately, he's actually coming up to visit for a little bit. Pretty psyched about that. Haven't seen Ben in a while. Yeah, he's a real nice guy. You'll probably get to see him. Probably do a little footage. Today is a arms day, upper body hypertrophy day. As I stated in my previous clip, working on retaining muscle mass, maybe even building it. Keeping my body fat low, you know, not staying any, I'm not trying to be any higher than 165 at any point. I mean, if I wake up or if I go to bed at 167, 168, whatever. Totally depends on my water intake. Also depends on how much food I get that night. Any extra carbs. I'm not really going to start strict dieting until about 12 weeks out. Obviously, I'm not going to put on an extravagant amount of muscle mass within, about 20. I'm just hitting the 20 weeks out, 21 weeks out, I'm sorry. I guess zone, we'll use that word, coming up here soon. So again, not worried about it. What I've been doing lately, working on my posing, trying to get a posing routine, that's going to be practiced every day. I don't want to go into this show and not know how to pose. It's a huge part. Looking on a lot of websites, seeing what people have done in the past, any sort of, I guess, tips they have, because this is my first competition. I haven't really paid a lot of attention to physique competitions at all. Mostly bodybuilding, mostly watching, bodybuilding, posing, things like that. So it's a little bit different, believe it or not. But let's get to the task at hand, look at the physique. Now this is me 21 weeks out. Obviously not as shredded as I want to be, but then again, I do have 21 more weeks. So I'm just gonna do a little posing. Can't do my back right now, unfortunately, but and it's hard to do with the camera because you can't see the full physique. But that's the update for today, right now. Not sure if I'm going to be getting any new gym footage today or lately, just because I currently switched gyms. Or recently switched gyms. What we're doing, Casey and I got a little, got a little crazy, got a little extravagant. We went out to go get memberships at Planet Fitness. I know Planet Fitness gets a lot of grief, from being a no judgment zone. So anyone who's interested in training intensely, who is used to training intensely, doesn't really get the full effect that they want. You can't grunt too loud. You can't drop the weights. I still don't have a bench. They have lighter weights than what we had here at the apartment complex. But there's so many more machines, there's so much more variety, it's just worth it for us. So, Planet Fitness. Now, why not new footage? Well, I haven't asked yet at the front desk if I can actually, film. So I'll have to do that sometime soon. And just kind of I'm loving Planet Fitness. I know that's, I love to train intensely. I love, hitting the weights hard, dropping them happens. Grunting happens. But it's not as bad as you think. There's a lot of guys in there who grunt on their last rep, who, breathe pretty heavy on their last rep, and the lunk alarm doesn't go off at all. Talked to the main guy at the front office when signing the agreement for the gym contract, I guess it is. And he's only had to pull it like once or twice in the whole time it was open. And the whole time it was open, it's a fairly new Planet Fitness in the Morgantown area. And I think it's been open for like maybe 3 or 4 months. Don't quote me on that. But in the past 3 or 4 months, he's only had to pull it like once or twice. So I don't think I'll be getting it pulled on me I'm not a lunk. So yeah, just loving Planet Fitness. It's a great atmosphere. Everyone's really encouraging. You know, there's not a lot of, it is a judgment-free zone. I don't know. It's just cool going there. Cool having a gym that has equipment. But that's the update right now. We'll see you guys in a bit. What's up, guys? So we're back again in the posing bathroom. You guys already know. And whoops. Alright, so 22nd of June, what are we doing? Ben, like I said in the previous clip, came down here for the weekend. Didn't get much footage. We were really pressed on time, Casey, Ben and I were, because I had to work. Casey was starting her new job, and Ben was coming down here. I didn't have the time to do a lot of footage. We were running back and forth a lot to the gym. It was, you know, not the most relaxed time, which is okay. I did go out twice for dinner. Put on a little bit of water weight, I think, because right now I'm not, I mean, it's hard to tell just by looking at the scale, just by looking at me. You know, we went out, and the great part about carb backloading, in my opinion, and that's what I've said on the review, is that you can actually have a really good idea as to what you're going to be the next day if you eat whatever you're eating at that moment. So for instance, the last day Ben was here, we went out and we went to a Mexican restaurant, and I had my meal. It was a burrito with chicken. There was brown rice in there too. Not even brown rice, it was like Mexican rice. So anyway, and then I had 2 margaritas during my meal. Now, margaritas aren't really in the carb backloading regime, believe it or not. I based what I had at dinner to what I was going to have later on that evening. You know, I couldn't have had more than 200 grams of carbs for that entire evening, even though I'm not sure how many grams of carbs were in the 2 margaritas. I'm not sure how many grams of carbs were in the burrito that I had with the rice. But I just had one small meal with a little bit of carbs after the Mexican restaurant, and I didn't gain any weight. I mean, maybe a little bit. Again, it's all about reactive dieting, in my opinion. When you know, you get a good idea as to what you're eating and how much you can eat later on. So, right now, didn't really gain much weight. Look, I was at 166, 167, and looking pretty good, feeling pretty good. Water weight mostly. I'll do a little posing for you guys just because my hands are free. So, I'm going to go and do that for you. Now, turn down the music real quick. I'm not doing physique poses. I keep on telling you guys that I am competing in the Steel City Natural. And I just did little bodybuilding poses there. That's what I'm most comfortable with doing because I've done them so many times. Physique poses, you want to kind of show off your physique. You know, muscular, but not too muscular. Slim, athletic. You know, see a lot of guys doing things like, well, you guys are at a weird angle, but things like this. From what I've seen, you kind of want to have wide lats, but come down to a tapered waist, which I'm blessed to have a pretty tapered body shape. kind of wider shoulders. You know, those have been beaten on, so they better be wide. I'm working on them. And then down to a very slim waist. And most of them are kind of, I mean, you guys can't see my leg positioning, but it's kind of like athletic, almost like an action shot. So if I was like running and I turned to the side, that's what it kind of is. If you guys don't know what Physiq is, you know, chances are you do if you're looking at this. But if you don't know what Physiq is, it's kind of a in between, actually it's not even between, it's kind of like a step down from bodybuilding, where you're not actually looking for complete muscle definition, rock hard, huge, these monsters. Let me go into what my diet is going to look like for the next 8 to 10 weeks. Like I said in a previous clip, I'm not gonna start dieting until 12 weeks out or around that area. My diet is I'm gonna start tapering carbs off the closer I get to the show. I have seen a lot where competitors do increase their carbs closer to the show day, like within the last like 3 days leading up to the show, you increase your carbs a little bit or a lot depending on your coach. I gotta do a lot of research on the carb intake and water intake and sodium intake for that matter, for all of that. It's gonna differ a lot for me because I will be trying to carb backload up into the show. It's a challenge for me and I'm willing to take it, and I wanna show, you know, what carb backloading can bring to the stage. So we'll go ahead and just lay that out. I'm gonna be carb backloading even up to the show. What my training is gonna look like is I'm not gonna be doing any daily undulating periodization leading up to the show, because what I want to focus on is retaining and building any muscle that I can, and most likely maintaining it for the most part. For the physique competitor, you want to spare your sought after muscle that you've worked so hard in the off season for leading up to the competition, and you want to put that on display in the most defined version of, you know, that you can. So I don't want to do any catabolic training if I can help it. This might mean that I bring a intra-workout shake with me to the gym when I get closer to the competition, when I'm dwindling down to the, you know, single digits for body fat. And that's going to include something with any amino acids in it, maybe even some, you know, whey isolate in it, maybe even some carbs. I'm going to do a lot of research. I do have a lot of time. Like I said, guys, 8 to 10 weeks. Water intake. Definitely going to increase that as I go lower in body fat. You know, water intake is huge. If you guys don't already know, water intake is big. Sodium intake. Heard a lot of myths that you gotta cut sodium out, which is true. You know, sodium and any electrolytes like that do help you hold water, which you don't really want to do leading up to the competition, or at least for the competition. You want to have as little water being held on to that could cover up any muscle definition that you can help. So I'm doing a lot of research on that. For cardio, haven't done anything besides high intensity interval training for 15 minutes. So I have a lot of tools readily available to me that I can utilize leading up to the show. And my training is going to get more intense leading up, getting down to the weeks, you know, for 10 to 12 weeks out. I'm going to be, you know, increasing the intensity. So, for example, adding drop sets to the workouts, or supersets, double drop sets, triple drop sets. Doing a lot of more, almost an endurance style, but not trying to increase my reps past 10 to 12. Anything that's going to increase the heart rate, help you burn more calories, is going to be beneficial. Now, steady state cardio is definitely something that competitors do as well. I'm not sure. I have not implemented that at all yet. Will I? Possibly. There's a definite possibility that I will be implementing steady state morning cardio, fasted cardio, things like that into my workouts when I get closer to show date. Like I said, you guys are going to get updated with that all the time. This is a learning experience for me, and I want to kind of and I want to put it on display for everyone who is not sure about what to do for a show. Right now I'm trying to do this on my own. You know, it's more of a pride thing for me, trying to get this thing going on my own and doing my own research. But right now, I'm maintaining reactive dieting, not even dieting yet. So that's the update for you guys. Not really, you know, too earth-shattering news for you guys, but just want to say I had a great weekend, and even if you have someone come down while you're car backloading, you can always have a good time post-workout. But thanks for watching, guys. This is going to conclude the first episode, I think, of the competition series. If you have any questions at all, feel free to send me a message. Instagram, Twitter, even on here, direct message. I do have a email that is implemented into the YouTube account, so go ahead and send me an email if you need. Leave feedback in the comment section, and of course comment if you need to. But this is Vince, aka Vinny Flex, signing out. And remember, guys, always stay flexed.
Until you find your way back home.